Hey everyone, welcome back to First Step Fitness. I hope you enjoyed the video last week, the full body workout. I talked to a couple of you that did the workout and got a lot of good feedback, so most people that tried it liked it and said it was a good starting level for where they were at. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear. So as I said last week, you got your full body workout. I wanted to start with that so that you could do it several times and because it was the first video that I put up, so you wouldn't be doing all arms 3 days a week or something. So that's why I started with full body. But this week I'm going to be posting an all upper body workout. So this one will be to kill your arms and your shoulders in a beginner way. So you can mix this in with the full body video so that you're not doing the same video every time and you don't get too bored. And then we'll go from there and keep posting more. So same thing as last week, just the chair is all you need, no other equipment. And another quick note about form, I said this in the last video, if you can sit away from the back of your chair, that would be great. But if you aren't quite there yet, then that's something to be working towards. So if you can sit up, then go ahead and do that. So the first one we're gonna do is one that you've already seen before. I thought we would start with something you're already comfortable with, and that would be the overhead press. So you might remember, just straight up and down. And so about trying to sit away from the back of your chair, if you are one of the people that isn't quite there yet, try to get there slowly. It's unlikely that you're going to just go from sitting all the way back the whole time to sitting all the way up the whole time. Try to set some goals for yourself. So maybe for the first exercise, you're sitting forward, and then the next exercise, you sit back, take a rest, and then kind of alternate. And then just build up to hopefully being able to sit all the way straight. So don't kind of just try to go from 0 to 100 because there's always a better way than that. Okay, let's do 2 more. And rest. Okay, next we're going to do a new-ish one. You did a variation of this in the last video. This is big circles. Before we did little circles. So this time you'll be going as large as you can forward. And you might notice that this does kind of challenge your flexibility. I can tell that one of my shoulders is more flexible than the other, so you might feel that. And this also might kind of reveal that you don't have full mobility of your shoulders, which is super common, especially as you get older. So you might have to do smaller circles like this and kind of work your way up to big ones, because if this isn't a movement that you've done a lot of, your shoulders might not remember how. Let's do 1 more forward and rest for a second. Okay, now backwards. It's good to try to keep your shoulder mobility though, so this is a good thing to do, because it's hard when you get to a point, if you can't get your arm above your head, that can be very limiting in your life for reaching to things in the cabinet that are up high or fixing your hair. So people don't realize how limiting it is if you can't get your arm up to here, but it is. So definitely, if you feel like this is a struggle for you, keep doing this, because you don't want to lose that mobility and flexibility if you can help it. 1 more. Okay. I feel a lot of burn in my shoulders. So like I said before in the last video, please take breaks as you need them. If you can't keep at that pace and you want to go slower, or if you just need to take a couple seconds between, that's fine. I'm just pacing, and then if you want to keep up you can, but you don't have to. We're gonna do another new one. This is a modified chest press. So in the gym, they'll have a machine, if you've ever been and seen, where you squeeze the machine together, and it's to work your chest muscles. So we're gonna pretend basically that we're doing that, except for you're gonna have to squeeze your muscles pretending that you're pulling something together. So you can activate a lot of the muscles just by pretending, because you're just pushing against the air, but you're still definitely gonna feel that your muscles are contracting. Had to lock my dogs outside again because I think they jump on me when I'm doing this. They'll just sit there and sleep all day until I try to do something like this, and then they're all over me. All right, one more. Rest. And you probably feel that in your shoulders a lot too, just from having to keep your arms up. So, because I mean, I can definitely feel that, and we don't have any weights at all. Next one is going to be back press, or back squeezes, and we did do that last week, so that should be familiar to you. That would be when you're trying to touch your elbows behind you, as if you're trying to touch them together. So getting a good squeeze on your back. I got quite an age range of people doing this video, which I thought was pretty funny. I think the youngest person that I know of that did it was 9, and she said she loved it. And then I had, people all over the place, like in their 20s and their 30s and upward, and then my Grammy did it, so lots of people tried this video. I didn't expect such an age range, but it's kind of funny. I'm really feeling it in the shoulders here from having our arms up so much. Like 2 more. And rest. Hopefully you will be sore enough that you feel that little buzz in your arms when you try to pick up a full glass to drink later, or if you're trying to brush your hair, you'll feel that little buzz, so you know that you got a good workout in, but I hope that you'll still be able to move. Next, we're gonna go to little circles like we did last week, so that you should be comfortable with. Try to keep it tight, not like, keep your arms nice and straight. So I thought that based on some of the feedback I was getting or questions after the first video, I would talk a little bit about goal setting in general with fitness, or really anything, but mostly I'll be talking about fitness. Go ahead and rest, and we'll go backwards. Okay, so I got some questions on how many times a week should I be doing this video, and they were talking about the full body video. Should I do it every single day? And I was like, well, probably not every single day. Especially if you're doing the same exercises, you don't want to overwork the muscle group. All right, one more and rest. Whew, I'm really feeling the burn up there. We'll take a little longer rest because I know that it's been really shoulder heavy. So yeah, if you don't want to do the same exercise back to back every single day, because you're more likely to injure something if you do that. So for something full body like that, where you're hitting a lot of muscle groups, it's perfectly fair to aim for like 3 times a week. That would be great. I kind of say 3 times a week is a good minimum, and then everything else is bonus. If you work out more than that, then it's just because you wanted to and you enjoy it. And I think that's like a healthy way to look at it. But 3 times a week is enough that you're going to benefit from it, but you're definitely not going to overdo it. Next, and then I'll keep talking about goals. This is a new one. We're doing bicep curls. So this is another thing that you have to actively squeeze your muscles at the top to try to simulate the contraction since you're not holding any weights. So yeah, 3 times a week is good to work up to, and if you do it the first time and you're so sore that you can barely move for 4 days, then maybe not 3 times a week. So just listen to the signals that your body is giving you, and if you felt moderately sore but you were feeling better a day later, 2 days later, then you're definitely good to go to do it 3 times a week. The one thing that it can just get monotonous to do the 3 times a week if you don't have a lot to choose from, so that's why I'm gonna try to get some more videos out so that you don't get too bored doing the same thing all the time. Okay, 2 more. And rest. So we are over halfway through. There's 11 total exercises and you've completed 6. The next one is also new. This I'm calling the pull across. So the arm is going to be out and it's going to be as if you're pulling on a cord or a rope across your body, like you're pulling something away from over here. So don't move this part of your body though, your torso, keep it still. Just bring your arm across and you'll feel a little contraction in here. This is also sort of a modified chest press. This is another adaptation from something in the gym where you would hold on to a handle and pull a cable crossbody. I've actually never done it in the gym with a cable. Go ahead and switch sides. I have this weird fear that this is a strange angle to be pulling something, and I just always think that I would hurt my shoulder doing it somehow, so I've never actually tried it with weights. But I've seen a lot of people do it, and I don't know if there's any basis for me thinking that I might get hurt if I did it, but it just feels like an awkward movement to add weight to. Let's do 2 more. Okay. Next, we're gonna do tricep press. So this is for the back of your arm, and this is another one we haven't done yet. So I'll turn to the side so you can see. Basically, this is super hard to explain. Sometimes you're going to be tempted to move your whole arm, but that's not the goal. You want your elbows to stay in the exact same spot the whole time, but only your palms to move out to straighten your arm. So I'm going to clench my fingers because I think it makes it easier to really contract. So you just want to straighten all the way out and squeeze so that you feel a squeeze in the back of your arms. A lot of people are they have a hard time not moving their shoulder and their elbow during this, when you just want there to only be the part moving is your forearms. And try to keep your back pretty straight, not like this. And this is one of those exercises that you're probably gonna have to sit forward if you had your back resting on your chair. And if you have a back on your chair, it might get a little complicated. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Got 3 more exercises for you. This one is also from my favorite Pilates instructor, Cassie Ho, who I talked about last week. She called these milk jugs. So it's as if you're holding a milk jug on each side and you're pouring them out into a glass. So just like this. This is another shoulder exercise. It's really good to strengthen the muscles around your shoulder joint because the shoulder is great because it moves so much, like it can move in every direction, and that's what makes it so useful, but it also makes it really unstable, and it makes it easy to injure, and the shoulders don't like to be rehabbed once you injure them. They struggle to ever be as good as they were before they were injured, even if you do everything right. So it's always good to do maintenance ahead of time and try to keep the muscles around your shoulders tight enough that if something, something would pull on your arm really hard, or you get hit by something, that maybe your shoulder would not get dislocated at all because you had the muscles there to keep it in place. My brother had his shoulder dislocated several times. And now he'll probably have issues with it when he's older. Okay, 2 more. And rest. Next one we're gonna do is one we also did last week, so you're familiar with it. It'll be the front inside raises. Just go ahead and do those. You'll have to let me know how this video was. Just like last time, I got some feedback. I'd like to hear how you guys fare whenever we're just focused in on one part of your body, because it can get a little tougher whenever you're just hitting one part so hard. So I'm interested to hear how it goes for you guys. I think next week, go ahead and do all lower body, which is admittedly challenging to make when you're only doing seated things. So I'm gonna have to try to get pretty creative so it's not just the same thing over and over. Okay, couple more, and rest. Okay, just one more exercise. I didn't actually test this one before this video, so I hope it's not super weird and that it actually works the way I want it to. This is going to be the very first type of push-up I introduced to you guys. This is the ultimately modified push-up. So your knees are gonna be the floor, and you're just gonna bend forward and then push up with your arms. You're gonna be tempted to use your core to do this instead of your arms, so I'll show you. You don't need your arms to do this. You can use just your core, but that's not the goal of this exercise right now. So kind of let your core not be the thing doing the work and really focus on pushing with your arms, and you will feel the difference when you use your arms versus your core. So do your best with this. I know everyone is a different type of chair, different body type. If you have to put your hands on a table in front of you or something, you might be able to do that. But I just figured I could work in a push-up somehow without going all the way to a real one. There's lots of modifications to work up to a push-up. Okay, one more. And there you go. That is your upper body workout for the week. I've been trying to film these on Fridays. I'm calling them Fitness Fridays to myself to motivate myself to make sure I do them. I'll try to stick with that, or at least if I know I can't get it done on a Friday, maybe film it earlier but post it on a Friday so that it can be Fitness Fridays. I'm also uploading these onto YouTube. I don't know how difficult it is to find them on the Facebook page. Probably not too bad, but I think on YouTube you would have to scroll a little less to find them as they accumulate. So if you prefer it that way, you can do that. And also the good thing about YouTube is if you have a smart TV, you can broadcast the video onto the TV so that you don't have to use your phone or your computer, and it doesn't have to be so small. So if you like to see things on the big screen on your TV, if you have a smart TV, that's another reason that I'm posting it to YouTube as well. So let me know how you like it, and I will see you guys next week for lower body.